Okay, so let's continue where we left. And the second part of this presentation will have to do with CLIL. And the reason that you see me a little bit not skeptical, because I have it very clear on my mind right now, is because many teachers come and ask me about CLIL. And there is so much bibliography, so many articles right now out there talking about CLIL again and again. So the usual question that I get from the teachers is, should I teach CLIL? And I say, it's not a bad idea. It's something good. It's something that can actually benefit your students. But apparently there are two problems here. The problem that the teacher has in his mind is, how do I do it? And why it will be good for my students. And I will try to answer these basic questions, because usually, as I said, what I'm trying here is to provide a context for you in order you can move on and be with your teaching as free as possible. I feel that, the teacher should actually enter the classroom with a very clear mindset of what he or she has to do. So I'm trying simply to offer you some answers here. So regarding the first why, and not the how I do, is CLIL can actually help you with what you can see right now on the screen. When we teach English, the topic should not be just interesting. The topic should be engaging and compelling. And I'm saying this again, working for a publisher for many years, because as I said in the beginning, everybody talks about the topics. My friends, the topics are clear. The topics are defined by the Common European Framework, by certain other syllabi. When you are a beginner in a foreign language, you cannot simply stand up and start talking about the financial crisis in the Gulf or in the world, okay? When you are a beginner, you are restricted to talk about specific topics. So these topics are somehow defined by somebody else. They are very, very clear. They are 1, 2, 3, 4. However, this does not mean that within this very same context that we cannot actually not keep it a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. And by saying more interesting, I'm talking about even another grade, engaging, compelling. If you don't know what actually compelling means, because you may have an equivalent translation, it means something that can actually engross the students. It means something that can actually catch their attention. It means something that you want to watch more and more and more, and or read more and more and more about it. And that's why I believe, and where CLIL can actually help teachers. It can help a lot by getting the topics from CLIL and try to integrate them into ELT. And here there is another misconception, because many people talk about CLIL, many teachers talk about CLIL, but they don't make this basic differentiation that you can see right now on the screen. CLIL, usually when people refer to it, the academics, people who have been practicing this for a year, refer to what you can see on the left part of the screen, the hard CLIL. Now, I don't know what's your background or where you work, but I can tell you that I have come across very few schools that can actually implement hard CLIL. They are not like they do not exist, they do. But hard CLIL means that every day a chemistry teacher, a geography teacher, a physics teacher comes inside the classroom and teaches physics, chemistry, biology, whatever, in English. I don't know if this happens in your school. The same can actually happen the other way around. That you are an English teacher may go to a biology class and teach biology in English just because you know the language. So there are these parameters regarding hard CLIL that, they are very clear. They have been tested in the academy and the university, but very few can actually put them in practice. So when we're talking about CLIL, I want to make this differentiation. Hard CLIL versus soft CLIL. Soft CLIL is what we can use. Soft CLIL is something that you can do even tomorrow. Soft CLIL is something that is according to what I said before. You get the topics, you get some basic tasks, you adjust them according to the language level of your students, and thus you try to spice up or offer a different option for topics, more interesting topics to your students. You will find many definitions on the internet about these two different notions. I have chosen something that simply can be very much understood, but I think it's very important for you to make this distinction on your minds. And not only that, being able at the same time to realize why you are entering the classroom to practice CLIL. This is, I think, number one, because everybody talks about CLIL, but very few actually realize what this is all about. And I'm going to play a small game with you, so to show you in the best way possible that I can, how you can actually deal with this. I'm opening the webinar chat. There's going to be also some questions on the screen, and I want you to try to make some calculations and try to give me the answer on the chat. The topic of today's CLIL game or lesson is maths. Maths for primary lesson, for lesson 4 at the primary classroom that we have seen before. So let's see if you are ready for the first question that will come on to your screen. Come on. I get up at 7:30. 30 minutes later, I go to school. I go to school at what time? Let's see, 7:30. No 7:30. 8. 8. Thank you. 7:30, then 30 minutes later, I go to school. 8. 8. Let's see if the correct answer is 8, because we have some great mathematical brains here. Of course, 8 o'clock. But you see, let's analyze a little bit the task. Very simple. I have taught and presented to you the times beforehand, but in order for you, not 6:45, because 7:30, so 30 minutes later, it's 8. Okay. But you need to make the calculations in order to be able to answer this question. So it's a perfect integration of CLIL within the lesson. Are you ready for question number 2? Let's see. Question number 2. I go home at 3:30. 15 minutes later, I do my homework. I do my homework at 3:45. Excellent. 3:45. I have 11 new messages. 3:45, 3:15. No, 3:15. The other way around. Yes, 3:45. Wonderful. More messages. We have many mathematical brains here. Let's see if the right answer is this one. Sorry. Doesn't appear. Sorry, my mistake, because we changed the PowerPoint, but it's correct. 3:45. Okay, you have it right. I don't know if it appears or why it does not appear. Anyway, the correct answer is 3:45. So congratulations. You can see again, I'm adding up more words, but you can see the full integration and the practice fully adjusted for the linguistic competence and level of these learners. Let's see if you are ready for question number 3. I finish homework at 5:30. 30 minutes later, I play football. I play football at 6 p.m. Wonderful. Wonderful. Any other questions? 6. We have great mathematical brains here. You are doing great. Wonderful. Let's see if this is the right answer. Yes, hopefully this time the PowerPoint didn't fail me. So, and not only that, you can realize incidentally how you practice language, the same vocabulary, while you are doing the maths. And if you think, or if you have ever thought that it's something more complicated than that, it's not. It's simply all about achieving this integration. I have another question. Question number 4. Let's see. I brush my teeth at 10 o'clock. 15 minutes later, I go to bed. I go to bed. Yes, there are no cues, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But obviously, you go to bed maybe at night. At this time, what is important is that you practice the language and vocabulary. Somebody said 10:30 p.m. No, it's most of the people say 10:15. I brush my teeth at 10, 15 minutes later, I go to bed. That's correct. Let's see if you were right. Correct. Congratulations. 10:15. Thanks for the question. Yeah, there are no cues, but as I said, at this moment, the importance and the focus has to do with the maths. And what I want you to see is that what we are offering at this specific series, and this is not only here, but it's all over the Express Publishing books, we are offering the idea of the soft CLIL. And it's not only about the activity. Obviously, the kids may finish this, even in a longer period of time. It can take you more time in order for you to do that. But also, don't forget, there has to be a meaning and there has to be comprehensible input. There has to be, somebody tells me that she cannot hear anything. Can the rest of you hear me?
So yes, we can hear you very well, George.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Hugo. Okay. Maybe there is a problem with that particular lady. Okay. The microphone, I mean. So, yeah, I was saying that after even you do this activity and you practice all this input and all this language, you also need to have the element of activation. So in every single lesson that you go through, this introduction of CLIL, this soft CLIL, there has to be always the activation. Here, what we do is offer a portfolio activity, let alone that the portfolio is a very important essence that we highly recommend, irrespective of if it's connected to CLIL or not, having the students keeping their own portfolio throughout the year. It's an amazing way to assess them. It's a great boost of their confidence, and it's something that they can keep for many, many years. I finished my class in English this year. Look what I have achieved. And they have this folder where they can put all the compositions, all the tests, all the activities like that. It's highly recommended as an essence. But here, the most important thing that I would like you to keep is that I never leave the students live simply by explaining the vocabulary and playing a game like the one I played with you. I always put this in practice, in context with a portfolio activity like that. I get up at 7:45, 15 minutes later, I go to school. So create your own counting the time project, and not only that, present it to the class. I'm seizing the opportunity here to mention that Express Publishing at many other levels is the first English language teaching publisher that has fully integrated presentations into its lessons. So even if you start at primary, the ability of public speaking, the competence of public speaking is fundamental. And you have the opportunity to practice it right now with the basic lesson of the day. Imagine and visualize your students at 4th, 5th primary presenting in English. Imagine the confidence they gain themselves. Would you go out there on the stage and you say it, you recite, you never forget it. So learning is, in a way, become something like unforgettable input. Imagine how this will be a great boost for your own work, all your effort. Okay, because if the parent comes and sees his kids presenting in English, he doesn't need anything more. He doesn't need any other tangible proof that you are doing a great job inside your classes. So every time you have an activity like presentation or present it to the class, never underestimate it. It's really, really something very helpful. And I have another reason why CLIL can be really helpful for your students. Let's watch this video and I'm going to explain. I think it's going to be very self-explanatory for you.
So there's a place in Philly called Barclay Prime, and their cheesesteak costs $100. Now, the average cheesesteak costs about $5, but Barclay Prime has been really successful. And of course there are many factors as to why, but one of the factors is social currency. And the idea with social currency is that people share whatever makes them look good. So if anything makes you look good or smart or cool, you're much more likely to share it. So let's say you're in Philly and you get a regular cheesesteak for $5. That's probably not something that you're going to want to tell everyone about. But imagine if you go out for dinner and get the $100 cheesesteak. That's probably something that you're going to tell all your friends about. And if you're like most people and can't enjoy good things without posting a picture of it on Facebook or Instagram, you're probably going to share a picture of the cheesesteak as well, just to show us that you're still really cool and you eat really expensive things. So the first principle is social currency. And the idea here is, if sharing your idea or product makes someone look good, they're much more likely to share it.
Now, why have I shown you this video? First of all, because this is a video that explains why people post things on Facebook. And I'm the first one who does this on all the social media. I'm a very active social media person, so I always like to post and share things. But if you're looking for an explanation why this is happening, it's happening because it makes us feel good. If I go and eat a steak sandwich in Philadelphia that costs $100, I want everybody to know about it. Why? Because that's my social currency. That's how it makes me look good. And there is nothing bad with that. I'm just explaining maybe typical social human behaviors. But this is also what CLIL can give to the students. Remember, we talked about the compelling topics. So if you share information that gives them something that they didn't know, this boosts their own social currency. I know how to calculate maths. Or if you use other information that comes from other subjects like zoology or some amazing facts or things that they didn't know, this actually they go immediately and they can share with their friends, not necessarily on social media, but within their own group. They can actually say, oh, I know this. Did you know, for example, that the capital of Hungary was Budapest? Oh, I learned it in my geography lesson. And all these tips of knowledge that make them feel good, or even maybe they want to post as well. So this might be another reason why you want to go for CLIL. And this is, the rest of the activities that you can see throughout the book. There's a specific CLIL section where this can be practiced, but this is also has to do with the activation I was telling you before. Big or small family, what's the weather like today? Can you tell the weather in English? Can be the social currency here. Counting the time for a kid that is still in primary school, this might be a big deal, specifically if he does this in English. And the last presentation, the last activity for today is something that has to do with drawing, and I would like to play this with you. Let me open the chat again somehow. Yeah, okay, so I want you to have a very, very close look at the drawings and tell me which one of these actions comes first in order to paint the monkey. So you have A, B, C, D, E, F, and you have pictures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So which one of these comes first? C, let's see. Yes. Sao Kim, congratulations. Which one comes one step at a time? So 1 is C. Give me number 2. Number 2, people say F. Yes, congratulations to all of you. Draw the monkey's face, draw eyes and nose and the mouth, draw 2 ears too. Wonderful. Which one is number 3? B, let's see, draw the monkey's body. Yes, wonderful. Congratulations. Excellent. Yes. Which one is number 4? Number 4, people say, I'm confused. Do they say E or A? E or A? There are some E's, there are some A's. Let's see who is right. I have draw the monkey's body. Now the next one is draw the monkey's legs and arms. You can see that in 4, that's exactly what is happening, the legs and the arms. So 4 is A. Somebody is in a hurry. He says 5 is E. Now, all of you, give me now number 5. 5, E, E, E. E is draw a long tail, hands and feet too. Yes, wonderful, congratulations. And of course, the last one, color your cute monkey is holding a banana. And you can see, that's why I wanted to have this activity with you together, because that was a mini CLIL lesson. It was a mini CLIL lesson. You had to read. It doesn't matter if obviously you speak proper English. Imagine doing this in your classroom. The kids not only need to understand each one of these tasks, they actually familiarize themselves and the pictures help them with understanding. And then they need to put this in order, which means delivering the task. And if you are in the mood, they can actually draw the monkey for you. This is actually all the examples that I have used come from this specific series. And I guess you will have a presentation about this in a while. But before I finish, I would like to show you, since we talked about CLIL, I would like to show you just the specific part from the interactive whiteboard that refers to CLIL. Sorry about that, share screen. Okay. Because that's exactly what we are doing here. We have a very, very systematic practice that can also be done through technology. So I'm going back to the previous template, and all I want to show you is that the actual lesson of going for CLIL can actually be part of your technology lesson. It can actually, the lesson that is delivered through technology, the open close text, we give them the prompt so they can never fail. You ask them, they can listen to it, and you only need to check the answer through the whiteboard. And the portfolio activity always with the model. I never, ever ask my students to do anything without a model. It's fully comprehensive, and it's always there.
So, excuse me, Josh.
Yes.
Can you share the screen again? We didn't see the IWB.
Which one you didn't see? The
For
IWB. Okay.
CLIL
Sorry.
section.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Hugo, what about now? Can you see it?
I think it's coming. Yes, it's perfect right now. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So a very quick repetition. Here you can see all the template of the interactive whiteboard. We have the specific section for CLIL. Once I press it, you can see the full lesson as I was telling you before. Now, I haven't presented you that one. I wanted this to be shared through the interactive whiteboard. I show you the monkey. I show you the telling the time. This is about big and small family and how you can actually elaborate it and connect it through language. It's all about, this is real life, okay, but through family, because understanding the sizes as well is also part of CLIL. Never underestimate that. These specific notions, we take them for granted, but not necessarily the kids. So as I was saying before, you have the open close text, you have the prompts here that can never fail your students. You deliver the exercise, and the portfolio activity, which the actual part of activation, always, as I said before, with a model which is accompanied by listening as well. Let me repeat that this is the interactive whiteboard software that you can get from IDP, and it can help you deliver the entire lesson or your lesson in a digital form. If you ask for my opinion, you can always go for a combination. I mean, right now, I can tell you that the best of the classes are not the ones who only rely on book or only rely on technology, are the ones who make the perfect combination. So you may want to interchange in between the exercises, or maybe one day go interactive, the other day use the printed version. It's up to you. You are the complete master and the person, the leader of your class. Okay, I'm just here to share some ideas. You know better than anybody on this world what is to get into your classes. And you know each one of your students.